Are you worried about going to jail?
Is Sam Bankman-Fried's legal saga the crypto world's biggest twist? Welcome to CryptoFlix. Here we unravel the latest developments about the former FTX CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, who's currently trading rice in jail while awaiting his appeal. Today, we'll cover his claim of innocence, the ongoing legal battle, and what this means for the crypto market. Background and current situation. Sam Bankman-Fried, once a prominent figure in the crypto world, now faces a 25-year sentence. His downfall began with the collapse of his crypto exchange, FTX, once valued at billions. Bankman-Fried has been convicted on multiple counts, including fraud and conspiracy, linked to the mismanagement and misappropriation of funds at FTX. Despite his conviction, Bankman-Fried maintains his innocence. In his first media interview since being incarcerated at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, Bankman-Fried spoke with Puck News, facilitated by his mother, Barbara Fried. He maintains his innocence, arguing that he was unaware of fraudulent activities and believes he has been unfairly set up as the fall guy for FTX's collapse. In the interview, Bankman-Fried discussed his life in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, his interactions with fellow inmates, and his perspective on the charges against him. Life in jail, the interview also covers his daily routine, his significant weight loss, and his strategy for appealing the conviction. Bankman-Fried expressed confidence that he could have prevented FTX's collapse if he had stayed at the helm and criticized the handling of the situation by the lawyers who took over. Bankman-Fried's daily life in jail involves trading commissary items like rice, a new form of currency within the facility. His vegan diet, which other inmates reportedly find unappetizing, has him primarily eating beans and rice. He has lost 25 pounds since his incarceration and appears noticeably thinner and calmer.
In less than 5 years, Sam Bankman-Fried went from buying his first Bitcoin to becoming a crypto billionaire. Many times over, and he's just 30 years old. Sam will tell you he's always wanted to get rich, but not for the reasons you might expect. Do you have a sense of how much you've given away so far?
It's a bit north of 100 million so far this year.
You're pretty low-key in terms of when we think about billionaires. You don't drive a Lambo?
No, I do not.
Is there anything you do splurge on?
The place I live was intended to be an incredibly nice apartment for 4 people, and we've turned it into an apartment for 10 people, but it's nice, although a little cramped.
He lives with roommates, one of them a golden doodle named Gopher.
And let me tell you that we are really changing the world as we know it. Be connected!
They were all Sam Bankman-Fried. They wore the same clothes he wears. They were in flip-flops of Lamborghinis. I've seen this movie before 1,000 times.
He faces extreme boredom, with only 4 TVs and a non-internet connected tablet for entertainment. Despite his surroundings, which include sharing space with inmates, half of whom are reportedly murderers, Bankman-Fried does not worry about his safety. However, he struggles to sleep due to frequent interruptions from other inmates wanting to barter for his rice. Psychological and physical changes. He appears thinner and calmer, contrasting his previous appearance. He now engages more directly with people, maintaining eye contact, which he admits he has become good at faking.
You said FTX has a responsibility to seriously consider stepping in at the time to save companies. Why did you have that sense of responsibility?
It's going to be important that the industry is able to get through this in one piece. It's not going to be good for anyone long term. If we have real pain, if we have real blowouts, and it's not fair to customers.
Market impact. The trial and conviction have significantly shaken investor confidence. The case has underscored the vulnerabilities in the crypto market, making investors more cautious about their investments. The uncertainty surrounding the case has contributed to volatility in crypto prices. As the market reacts to these developments, prices fluctuate, reflecting the broader sentiment of uncertainty and caution among investors. Experts are divided on the potential outcomes. Some believe the appeal might bring new revelations that could sway the decision in Bankman-Fried's favor. Others think the conviction will stand firm, given the weight of the evidence against him. This division further fuels the debate within the crypto community about the future implications of this case. What's next? Bankman-Fried has filed a notice to appeal his fraud and money laundering conviction, a move his lawyers had anticipated and said he'd do when found guilty in November. He remains in frequent contact with his legal team and is reportedly thinking clearly thanks to his prescribed medication. The appeal process could either uphold the conviction, reduce the sentence, or potentially overturn it. Bankman-Fried believes he was set up and that his only mistake was negligence, which left FTX vulnerable. He argues that a reasonable punishment would involve civil, not criminal penalties. He claims that had he remained in control of FTX, the company would not have collapsed.
If you rewind to the beginning of FTX, where some customers were I think in line with sort of existing relationships that they've had, at least in some cases, wiring money straight to Alameda Research in order to trade on FTX. Look, I really deeply wish that I had taken a lot more responsibility for understanding what the details were of what was going on there. I knew that legal was involved. I knew that other groups at the company were involved, that there were agreements drafted up.
But you're ultimately responsible.
And ultimately, absolutely, I should have been on top of this, and I feel really, really bad and regretful that I wasn't. And a lot of people got hurt, and that's on me.
Here's what Mark Cuban has to say about that.
Yep.
He said, if I were him, I'd be afraid of going to jail for a long time.
At the end of the day, it's not my call what happens, and the world will judge me as it will.
This is really a yes or no question.
Yep.
Carolyn Ellison says you knew that FTX funds were being funneled to Alameda. Did you know that?
I knew that there is an open margin position there, and that involved.
I know, but that's not what I'm
$1.
asking. If she's in court and you're in court and she's under oath and you're under oath, and you're asked, did you know that these funds were being funneled to Alameda, what is your answer?
I did not know that there is any improper use of customer funds.
You also took out a $1 billion loan. What was that for?
That was generally for reinvesting in the company. That was not for, consumption. To my knowledge, I have basically nothing left. Basically everything I had was invested in the business. I expect I'm gonna have nothing at the end of this. I think I had $100,000 left in my bank account last I checked, and I think I have, one credit card working with that right now.
Earlier this summer, you thought you had, what, $32 billion?
Probably 20, but a whole lot more than I do now.
I can't imagine what it feels like to go from $20 billion to $100,000.
Yeah, it's been a really humbling fall in a lot of ways.
How do you explain the failure? Was it inattention, arrogance?
It's a good question.
Was it unethical?
Some part of it was just literal distraction. I really should have spent some time each day taking a step back and saying, what are the most important things here, right? And how do I have oversight of those and make sure that I'm not losing track of those? And frankly, I did a pretty incomplete job at that. I spent a lot less time looking at assets and looking at balances and positions, because that's not where revenue came from. And so I wasn't seeing it as a core business driver. Obviously, it was a core risk, and that was a huge mistake of mine to not think more about that.
You said one of your great talents in a podcast was managing risk.
That's right, and
well, it's obviously wrong.
Well, I think that there is something maybe even deeper wrong there, which was I wasn't even trying. I wasn't spending any time or effort trying to manage risk on FTX. And that obviously
that's
that
a
was
stunning
a mistake.
admission.
What?
That's a pretty stunning admission.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. What happened, and if I had been spending an hour a day thinking about risk management on FTX, I don't think that would have happened. I think I stopped working as hard for a bit. You know, honestly, if I look back on myself, I think I got a little cocky, maybe more than a little bit. And I think part of me, like, you know, felt like we'd made it.
Bankman-Fried's future and the impact on his legacy in the crypto world hinge on the outcome of this appeal. He hopes to stay at MDC until his appeal is filed, though he may be moved to a facility in California. To sum up, Sam Bankman-Fried's case continues to be a major talking point in the crypto community. His claim of innocence, the life he's leading in jail, and the potential outcomes of his appeal are all crucial to watch. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you believe his appeal will be successful? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things crypto. Check out our other videos for more in-depth analysis and news. Thanks for watching CryptoFlix, your trusted source for crypto news and insights.